Welcome back to another explainer. Today we're diving into a question that's probably been bouncing around your head lately. What really is the true nature of artificial intelligence? To break this massive concept down, we're going to walk through a completely relatable, everyday conversation between a mother and her son. And honestly, the whole thing kicks off right in the kitchen.
So, picture this. You're just standing there, baking, minding your own business, and suddenly you hear,
Huyu ni binti yangu.
That's exactly how a young guy named Ryan totally caught his mom off guard. It's Swahili. And man, it perfectly captures that instant sense of awe we all feel when a machine translates a language so effortlessly. I mean, it literally feels like magic, right?
Well, his mom understandably has absolutely no clue what he just said. And she definitely doesn't reply in Swahili. So Ryan tries again, this time switching to Spanish. Feliz Día de la Madre. Happy Mother's Day. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Because he used a computer translation tool to generate these phrases, Ryan immediately jumps to a conclusion. He tells his mama that the computer is, quote, so intelligent. And honestly, you can completely see why he thinks that. 150. The computer knows over 150 languages. Meanwhile, Ryan points out that he's seriously struggling to learn just his third. It's that classic everyday myth of machine intelligence that we all buy into. We look at that raw output, compare it to our own slow learning curve, and we just feel entirely outmatched by the machine. Section 1. Processing versus creating. The fundamental difference. This brings us right to how we actually defined intelligence. Mama grounds the whole conversation by dropping a major reality check. She explains that true intelligence isn't just about outputting data. The truly intelligent ones are the people who create things, the ones who input massive amounts of information into a machine and teach it exactly how to process. True intelligence is intrinsically tied to the act of creation.
It's a really stark contrast when you look at it. Sure, the computer process is incredibly fast, but it is entirely reliant on human-provided data. It's just a super fast tool. On the flip side, creating is about developing something completely new. The machine is a rapid processor, absolutely, but humans hold that higher-order intelligence because we're the ones actually conceptualizing the work.
Section 2. Calculating is not thinking. Speed versus development.
Now, Ryan is still a bit skeptical, so he brings up his next awe-inspiring example, math. He says, but it solves the math problems in seconds. It takes me days to figure it out. And hey, that's a really compelling argument. We do this all the time. We equate speed with intelligence. When a machine blasts through complex math in the blink of an eye, it is so easy to fall for the misconception that it's actually thinking faster or better than we are.
But Mama shuts that down immediately. She counters with, because it is processing based on information others have already provided it with. She reminds Ryan that while it might take him days to figure the math out, he is actively taking the time to actually develop his own intelligence. The machine, it isn't developing at all. It's literally just leaning on the past work, the rules, and the formulas that humans painstakingly created and spoon-fed into it. When you step back and look at the actual achievements of human intelligence, a really clear hierarchy emerges. We developed the primary, highest order of intelligence required to conceptualize and build computers and robots in the very first place. Think about it. Without humans doing the heavy lifting of creation, those lightning-fast machines wouldn't even exist to solve Ryan's math problems. Section 3. Data-driven diagnosis. Real-world medical applications. So, shifting away from basic math and translation tools, Ryan escalates things. He brings up something we see in the news practically every day now. But the computer can diagnose diseases too, he says. This perfectly captures our modern public awe of AI in healthcare. It really does feel entirely superhuman when a machine can instantly pinpoint a complex medical condition. Yet again, though, Mama delivers a very grounded dose of reality. Her response? Yes, but based on the data generated by diagnostic devices and machines designed by humans. The machine can process data way faster, no doubt about it. But it's only doing so based on worldwide data that is constantly being fed into the system by tools that human doctors and human engineers conceptualized, tested, and built from scratch. And this brings us to a massively tangible example. Computers process data incredibly fast, but they couldn't just magically conceptualize and design a new vaccine out of thin air when the coronavirus struck. Humans had to do it. This unequivocally proves the limits of machine processing during a crisis. When we need something entirely unprecedented, we can't just process past data. We desperately need that spark of human creation. Section 4. The spark of creation. Evolving our intelligence. Ryan finally synthesizes all of this, and the light bulb goes on. He says, so we need to be evolving our intelligence and create new things. Boom. That is the core takeaway of this entire explainer right there. Our role as humans isn't to somehow compete with the processing speed of a microchip. Our job is constant cognitive evolution and creation. This dynamic forms what we can basically call the intelligence loop. Step 1. Humans create new things. Step 2. Computers process that data and suggest improvements. It's a totally collaborative relationship. See, the machine isn't replacing our intelligence, it's just a really rapid tool used to refine the original ideas that only human brains can generate.
Mama completely agrees with him, telling Ryan she is more than happy to help him evolve his intelligence. And with that, the chocolate cake goes into the oven. I love this because it brings us right back down to the physical world. Baking a cake from scratch is this perfect, relatable, and honestly delicious act of everyday human creation. It is a completely original output that a fast processor simply cannot replicate.
Which leaves us with this final really provocative thought. Machines process the past. What will your intelligence create today? Let that sink in for a second. Go ahead and use the tools, absolutely embrace the speed of the processors around you, but never, ever forget where the real spark of intelligence actually lives. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, I hope you go out and create something absolutely amazing today.